It's very kitschy, it's very over the top.
There is a party going on in your mouth, a party.
It wasn't chewy, it wasn't rubbery, it was just perfect.
I think that the focus there is really on the food.
Phenomenal. The chicken tandoori is my favorite there.
All just, I mean, out of the ballpark good.
Interior designer ANIL KAKAR has some advice for adding a dash of variety and style to your dining habits. His unique spot for Southeast Asian cuisine should do the trick, providing a colorful feast for the senses. It's in Miami Beach and it's called Indomania.
Indomania is a nice little restaurant run by a couple from the Netherlands with some fabulous food.
We lived here before, like 15 years ago, with the kids, and yeah, we noticed that there is no Indonesian restaurant at all, and we love the food, and more people were talking about it. Start an Indonesian restaurant. Then we thought, why not? The cuisine, it's like influenced by Chinese, Indian, Malaysian food, Thai food, but it has their own spice mix that makes it unique.
We have to do a lot of explaining and a lot of advice. I said, you do it. You tell us what we eat and what shall we eat. And people talk to each other next to the table. It's nice and cozy, and that's the kind of restaurant we wanted. I love to come to work because I know I'm going to have some great food. Yeah, she's good. She's just good.
He's an excellent host. I mean, it is in his nature, the charm and amusing people.
When they leave, they're happy. That is the nice thing to see.
It's really unique,
unique
to find an Indonesian restaurant.
It is unique. I don't think they advertise too much, and I don't think they really need to, because it's a very special place, especially just north of South Beach on Collins and 26. It's a little gem, and you feel the minute you walk in, the owners, a husband and wife team, always smiling. The entire staff actually is always smiling. It's like going to someone's home for a great meal. The star of that restaurant really is the rijsttafel. I had the rijsttafel Sumatra, and it's just a feast. They can cater to 2 people, they can customize it for 10 people. You have the coconut curry with some of the paprika, with the mustard sauces, with some of the lime, and the flavors just infused.
Rijsttafel basically means to bring a lot of plates and cover your table with plates.
It's a great family sharing experience, right? It's very warm and inviting.
Well, this was a very exciting experience. 40 years ago, my wife and I started our marriage with 2 years in the Army in Germany. And I was stationed with the Flemish Belgians, who are like the Dutch, because it was the Belgians and the Dutch who colonized Indonesia. We hadn't had Indonesian rijsttafel for, I say, 30-something years.
Wow.
And we went out there, a very small, intimate, romantically lit, and literally, I think one of the things we found that was a little troubling was because of the size, our table was a little too small. It was only for 2, but the rijsttafel flowed over the sides, which is an interesting concept. But it's when you get a dinner like that, you need a little extra room. It was like a learning experience with Peter, that he walked us through the thing, and it was very nice. And his wife came out from the kitchen and greeted us and joined it. And this was on the verge of them leaving for their month vacation back in the Netherlands. So,
yeah, so if you're interested in going to the restaurant, they close for the month of September.
Yeah.
I had the lamb chops there with the peanut sauce and a curry sauce, different. It was absolutely fabulous. They were absolutely the nicest people in the world. I mean, I was there with my husband and my daughter. Oh, we had the best outing there. I mean, they were just genuinely nice
Genuinely
people.
nice, yeah, I think that's the key.
Did you have a rijsttafel when you went?
I don't think so.
You had a pangsit, which is a wonton filled with shrimp. Do you remember that?
I did. That was absolutely divine. I mean, we had so many things that we had never had before. I had a really nice waitress, and she recommended some of the things for us to try, and the peanut sauces.
That's fantastic.
Oh, man.
And there's one hot sauce that really
I was going to ask if you
really
had the
opens
hot
up.
sauce.
Yes.
My husband always says, do you have any Tabasco? That's the first thing he wants. But this lady says, oh no, I have something way better than Tabasco.
Way hot. I was with one of my friends who is from the Netherlands, he's Dutch, and we had the frikandel jagung, crispy corn fritters.
Oh, her
And it's a
corn
special
cakes
corn
that everybody
cakes.
talks
It's
about. People in
absolutely
my
phenomenal.
restaurant, they come to my restaurant and they tell me about her corn cakes.
So my friend, his test was, he said, let's order this because this is,
Is that
if this
very
is good,
Dutch?
it's very Dutch. If this is good, then I know the rest of the meal is good. And it came out, took one bite, he said, this is it, the meal is going to be fantastic.
This will remind you of being in Amsterdam. And by the time you hear the Dutch being spoken, you really think you're there.
And Ineke's father lived in Indonesia for a few years, so she learned a lot of the cuisine from her mother's cooking.
Just one of those places that puts you in a good mood.
And I find the wine list to be interesting. Peter does the wine list there, and it's wines that you wouldn't find at every market.
And we had a delightful, I think it was an Argentinian wine that he served us, and it was just very good.
How about dessert, Don? You had dessert there.
I did. I had the fried bananas on top of homemade coconut ice cream, and it was kind of like an Indonesian version of the Bananas Foster's.
Well, Anil, you chose Indomania. Give me a summary, please.
I think it's a place where if you want great food in a great family environment with people that are genuinely happy to serve you and provide you with the best quality ingredients for a truly unique experience, I think Indomania is the place to go.
Closest thing I could get to going to Amsterdam, and I thought it was a great adventure, and even though it's not in the Gables, I recommend it highly.
Absolutely great. I was just so glad to introduce my family to a place they had never ever been to before. They would have never found it without me, and they absolutely loved everything.
Well, you can delve into something new at Indomania, located at 131 26th Street in Miami Beach. Open for dinner Tuesday through Saturday. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab for dinner without drinks is about $35.